Be inspired. Something to think about. What happens when you suddenly realize, you look around one day and you suddenly realize that you have actually been successful in your quest to move forward at least a little bit out of the darkness and discontent that has had such a profound grip on you for so long, but just hadn't noticed in your day-to-day life that progress had been made. Today's Motivational Monday, we will be exploring how recognizing and embracing that recognition leads to new growth, sometimes in strange, unrecognizable, unexpected places. It's a journey. Join the journey. Hopefully gain some new perspectives for your own life that empower you to find your path to become your own kind of beautiful. Hello, beauties. Welcome. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're here for the first time. I'm so glad to have you join us. I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently today. Normally, I share a quote with you first and then kind of dissect it and relate to you ways finding those words impacted me and provided me new perspective to move in a more positive way for myself. Today, I will be doing the opposite and gaining a deeper understanding of a quote I'd actually been familiar with for a pretty long time. It had always been just words, essentially. But this situation led me to a profound understanding of it that changed my life and my growth trajectory in ways that I could have never imagined. Looking back, there had actually been subtle changes, shifts, from that severe discontent to some levels of fulfillment and purpose for a little while that had gone basically unrecognized. I was in a job that I had come to enjoy. It wasn't particularly intellectually challenging, but it had become fulfilling in that just by showing up and being me, people I served showed me how appreciated I was. So I was in kind of a unique situation in that the place that I worked that provided this newfound positivity in my life was not my actual employer. I worked for a vendor that provided service, and the vendor was my direct employer. And a circumstance arose where somebody became disgruntled at my doing something in my job description and went on a rampage against me on multiple occasions over the course of the next week. And I repeatedly over that week went to my employers, told them there were witnesses, please talk to the witnesses and find out if this is my perspective of this inaccurate. They refused to talk to the witnesses. They affirmed and confirmed with me that I had been just doing my job and I was in the right. But they refused to say that to this person. And at the time, I had been working 12-hour days, 6 days a week for a couple of months because they had a position they were unable to fill. And so I was working my 8-hour shift plus half of this other shift. One Saturday after an attack, I almost walked off the job, but that's not who I am. So I contacted my employer. I said at the urging of I was going to give it the weekend to think about things, but more than likely come Monday, she would need to be looking to fill 2 positions, not just one. The response I got was that I needed to just let it go, that I was holding on to it and I just needed to let it go. It just wasn't acceptable to me to be mistreated. If you as my employer can't defend what you employ me to do, then I think I need a different employer. And I was reminded of a quote that says, you teach people how to treat you by what you allow. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. I didn't have the power to make them tell her that she needed to stop bullying me or that I was just doing my job so that maybe she would stop bullying me. But I did have the power to value myself enough to write a new lesson plan, to say how I'm being treated, how you're allowing me to be treated is unacceptable, and I am not going to allow it. If you refuse to not allow it, I will take matters into my own hands, and I will not allow myself to be treated the way I'm being treated. I took the quote to heart and gave them notice and left that position and felt really good about it. In my letter of resignation, my final line was that you have put me in a position to choose between my paycheck and my self-respect and dignity, and I choose the latter. I had no second thoughts. I had something that changed that could have had me go back and rescind that resignation. And again, they were in dire need of me, of the position that I filled, because of the position they couldn't fill. So by me leaving, they were now going to have two. So there was definitely room to go, oh, I've had an unexpected change of circumstances since I sent you that this morning, and I'm willing to stay on longer. But I decided not to do that. I decided that would be selling myself out, and I wasn't going to do that. I valued myself enough to not allow myself to be treated in the way I was being treated. It was not okay. With that said, that I told them, you've put me in a position to choose between my paycheck and my self-respect and dignity. I realize not everyone is in that position. So to ward off the haters, I'm probably still going to get some anyway, but that's okay. I realize not everybody was in that position. And I only kind of was. I had a little bit of cush because of all of that overtime. And I made the decision to take that leap of faith that it would all work out the way it needed to, but I needed to not be treated that way. So today's video is going to end there. There is actually much more. This was turned into a catalyst for some other things that led to additional growth and new and definitely led me out of the dark place and new levels of fulfillment and joy and passion that I'm pursuing, and actually led me a roundabout way to starting this YouTube channel. But I'm going to make that a part 2. So Thursday's Think About It Thursday will be part 2 of Becoming Me on Undefined Roads. And I look forward to you coming to hear the rest of the story and 3 additional quotes that impacted me through that. As always, if anything I shared helped provide a perspective shift for you for something that you're going through in your own life, or the quote, you teach people how to treat you by what you allow, provides you some inspiration, please drop the word inspired in the comments. And if you're finding value in the channel, please subscribe. Like and subscribe. That helps me grow the channel. It tells YouTube that people find my content valuable and they then share it out to others. Again, my goal is to grow this community. So thank you for being founding partners and helping me grow it. I look forward to, I have lots of plans for the community that starts to gather. So I appreciate you helping me to build it. Again, I hope you find value in what I'm putting out there and that it helps you find the path to you becoming your own kind of beautiful. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, and I will see you on Thursday. Have a great evening.